I hear something. Hey, what's up, everybody? You are watching On the Town, and I'm your host, Tanya. Thank you for coming back again this week. I'm glad you're rocking out with me. So, this week, tonight's guest is an illustrator, writer, designer. He is also the creator of Drips, Sword, Sword of Torah, and the 5Footers. And he is the CEO of Uni 5 Comics. Please welcome my favorite Twitter pal, Chad Taylor. Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
what's going on? What's going on? I'm excited to be here. Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
finally, 20 years later.
yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I know. Welcome and thank you for joining us. So you're an illustrator. What sparked your interest in drawing, first of all? Like what age were you?
I would say around 10 or
Uh-huh.
11.
Hmm.
I was always interested in like certain cartoons as a kid, like Transformers and
Yes.
He-Man and stuff like that, and X-Men. And I would watch it and be like, man, I want to do that. Like, I want to be able to like draw stuff and see how that works out too or whatnot. So that was one of the reasons why that really got me into it. Plus, I had cousins who were into art,
Oh.
and so I would see them like draw and do things,
Mhm.
and that inspired me because I looked up to them. So yeah.
So you were about 10 also when you knew I can do this, or did you learn on your own?
I learned on my own primarily. Like I really just looked at my cousin, one of my cousins, Jeff, do it.
Oh, okay.
And he went to a performing arts school
Hmm.
or whatnot. So and I would see him on the weekends, and I would just kind of be drawing with him, building my confidence, and I started doing more on my own, more
Hmm.
on my friends and stuff, building my confidence that way, and they really encouraged me to keep going. So
That's awesome. What inspired the characters? Your characters. What inspires you for a character or a story? Like, is it past stuff that you said, "Oh, I can do that, and I can do it even better," or was it you didn't see anybody that looked like you, maybe, or just because you just was like, I can do this."
inspire me. Art Adams, he's a artist on Marvel Comics. His
Hmm.
art style influenced me. Later on it would be different artists like Jacob Lawrence and stuff with
Hmm.
the Harlem Renaissance and stuff, which
Wow.
would be later, and I got into that. I would see different art forms and everything would bring something to it.
Hmm.
Primarily, mostly Marvel and like cartoons, 80s cartoons or whatever that kids would see.
Hmm.
That primarily got me into the illustrative side that kicked it off for
Hmm.
me to keep doing that. And I gradually found different other influences.
Nice. And now, my I know you're out in Ohio. Has being African American ever inspired you to write for brown children who usually don't see their own superheroes or their own story? Because I used to love comic books, but I would be like, how come they don't got Archie don't got no brown friends or anything? I didn't know what that was, but I used to wonder about that. So did that have anything to do with it, or you didn't care? You just was like, oh, okay, I can do this. I just want to do this.
Definitely. Because as a kid, you were watching TV and different media, and you're like, how come those characters don't look like me
Hmm.
as much? And I definitely wanted to have some of that in my stuff. Make sure that
Hmm.
a lot of my characters were people of color, like Tora,
Yes.
who's a gymnast, grew up
Hmm.
a gymnast, but also, kicks butt. You know, she's a woman of color. She's not taking any. She's kicking butt, not taking any names. With the 5 footers, the
Uh-huh.
5 footers is like at a international high school, so I get to have different people of color in the book. I have some Latin people, people of black,
Nice.
of course,
Mhm.
things in an Asian. So yeah,
Oh,
different. I want to cover different ends of the spectrum.
love it. Love it. And so I'm trying to think. I hope you don't mind. Um, I'm going to do something right now. Let's see. I'm going to try to find your link. Let's see if I can find it, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to find your link. Share. Let me see if I can find what I have here. Share screen. Let me see if I can find this. Here we go. Oh, I didn't find it. Oh, we didn't find it, right? Obama. All right, stop sharing. No, I didn't find it. Okay, are you there? You back? All right, so let me see. I didn't find the video I was looking for, guys. I apologize. So what we're going to do is go to Sketch City. Give me 1 second here. Oh, he's going to come back with us in a minute. Okay, let's go to Sketch City. We're going to check out this video. Ready? All right, here we go.
So, Bond, I don't know how to tell you this, but apparently you have a VD. Dr. X, you're a nosy little chap, aren't you? How did you know I had Vanessa Devereaux? This Vanessa, where did you meet her, Bond? I thought all your women were tall, blonde, beautiful, and clean. Who was you at the last? Whomever it was, she gave you an STD. Well, last week in Monaco, I dined with Samantha, Tanya, Vanessa, Sophia, and Daphne. Yes, indeed, Daphne. And then there was Bond. You have got to slow it down a bit before your packer falls off. You have a VD. I'm giving you some pills and a shot in the bum. Hold on. Did you say VD? Disease? Dr. X. Now you're making me uncomfortable, chat.
Hello, I'm Flash Flood, and I'm honored to have as our guest the famous comedian and TV star, Yellen Degenerate. Hello, Yellen.
Hi! How's it going out there, Flash Flood?
Very well, Yellen. Yellen, congratulations on the 3,400 episode of your TV show.
Oh, thank you so much. That's 3,400 times 10 shows that I've been able to treat my staff like crap. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Yellen, any plans for after your TV show?
Well, after my TV show, Portia and I plan on traveling all over the world so that we can treat more people like crap.
And Yellen, any advice for aspiring young comedians?
Well, sure. I mean, one is you got to learn how to dance and dance it up. You got to learn how to project your voice, okay? And treat your staff like crap. That's it, Flash Flood. That's it for me.
Thanks, Yellen.
Thank you, Flash. We'll talk soon.
Baby, I'm drunk only. No, the cop won't love you like I do. Baby, I know that we can't live in the past, but the past is all I see. And why you gotta make me wait? Why you give my love away every day? And she could probably take my place. She could probably take my. Yeah, I was willing to ride, but yeah, even praying to God, but yeah, but even on God alone. 'Cause I'm choosing you instead, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, what's up? You are back. Well, we are back. I'm back. I'm waiting for Chad to pop back in. And so you're watching On the Town with Tanya. And our guest today is illustrator Chad Taylor. And he has popped out for one moment. We're having just a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's all right. It happens to the best of us. but he is the creator of Drips. You should check that out. And the 5Footers, and most importantly, the Sword of Torah, where he's created, a multi task of characters of various colors. So it's awesome. And hopefully he'll be joining us back. I'm hoping, because I had a few more questions for him. But in the meantime, I want to see how everybody out there is doing. Hey, Grandma, how are you? I couldn't see who's in the comments there. I couldn't see somebody today. I don't know what's going on with this StreamYard platform. What are y'all doing out there? What are you doing? But in the meantime, you guys check out my, where's it at? My gratitude journal. This is very thin, but 50 pages. Gratitude journal that I created for you guys, for you to have your girls that look like them. Hey, okay. So get that. You can get that on. You can get that on Amazon. And what else is going on, guys? So I'm waiting for Chad to come back, pop back in. Not sure what quite happened, but it happens all the time, doesn't it? But I hope everybody's having a great week so far. And I was really excited to get this thing going. And I was trying to show a sketch that he did of Obama, but even that, I can't find the link for it. So unfortunately for me, wait a minute, 1 second, guys. I'm about to die. My power's about to die here. Unfortunately, this is how it goes. So anyway, yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but September 24th was Tanya Cooper Day. Yes, I don't, brag often, but I was very happy about this. I got a proclamation from from the legislator, Westchester County legislator, from Lyndon D. Williams, which was very exciting. Thank you very much. So every year on the 24th is Tanya Cooper Day. It is official. And so all I asked people to do is come to my comedy show, and some of you guys came and showed up. And we were so excited. So big thank you to all the donors that came out, and to the comics that killed, of course, and were awesome. So thank you. And we even got a couple of tips for the comics. So I'm excited. Very, very, very good night we had on Friday. So thank you guys for coming out. We did not forget about you. I'm still waiting for Chad to come back. I had some more questions for him. So hopefully he'll be able to. We're having just a little bit of technical difficulties on that side. He is far away. That's the thing about Zoom. Sometimes people are far away and it happens, but that's all right. In the meantime, how's everybody doing out here? Let me see. I don't even see you, Grandma. I wonder what you're on. Some people you can see, sometimes you can't, but it's okay. Anyway, I'm really excited because it's been a good week, and not so stressful, because I won't let it be. So that's what you should be doing as well, not letting it be stressful. Like my guy, he should be coming back in here any second, I'm hoping. And if he doesn't, then I guess we got half of a trad, and we're going to have him back again because I still didn't get to ask some other questions, like what advice would you give a young person who wants to be in this field? And, the hardest part of being an illustrator, and because I don't see that many. I mean, there's about 30, I want to say, that people can drop off their tongue, maybe, Black illustrators. So I think it's pretty cool. And that's just because, like I said before, I was very much into Marvel comics and all the above. And even though I didn't, that when you're young, you don't care about, I don't care about what color somebody is. It doesn't matter to me. When you get older and look back, you're like, wait a minute, there was no heroes like me. So it's kind of cool when you do see some. It's pretty cool. So that's all. That's why I found it very interesting. But I'm not sure why my guest is not back. But either way, I'll have to come have him back and ask him those last 4 or 5 questions that I had for him. So I don't know, it happens, guys. It happens on StreamYard. You never know. And because sometimes this program's not compatible with people's phones or laptop. Well, maybe not the laptop, but I don't know, for some reason, depending on what you got, Droid. That was a shot at the Droid people. Sorry. It's a Droid. If it's a Mac, it usually works fine. I'm joking. I don't know which one it is, but I know certain times it does not work good for people. So it's okay. We'll have to have him back. But in the meantime, I want you to check out also Playing with Fire back here by Kevin Lee, one of our own from 5 Black Comics. And always check us out on Saturday, please, if you can. And something else here. What do I have here for you guys? Let's see what I had. Did I have a song? No, I don't. Oh, banner, there they are. And my book, Surviving Foster Care and Making It Work for You, is for aged out foster youth. Everybody that buys one, all the money goes to aged out foster youth. So I always tell people, buy one and give it to a foster care agency, just randomly, anyone in your neighborhood, because they really need the book. I think it embodies, while I didn't write it in my NYU prose, it embodies what you feel like as a foster child. I think you will really get something out of it. And everyone who's read it says they got something out of it, especially if they have no idea what foster care was and none of that stuff. Now they're like, oh, I get it. Okay. And then they can see what their mission is in that whole thing. So what do you call it? So yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to my page. I'm like trying to get more subscribers, guys. And you guys have done awesome. I mean, I remember when I had one myself. I can't follow myself, but I remember when I had only one, and now I'm up to 100 and something. So thank you. You guys are out there hitting that click, like, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us, and also if you have friends who's written a book or is an artist or something, worth generating our audience about or exciting our audience about, let us know. Here he is. Here's Chat. Let's see if we can get him back. All right. Hey, there you are. Perfect. All right. Perfect timing. So let me finish
this
up.
Is like,
no, it's okay. It happens. My audience knows that StreamYard, you never know what you're going to get. It's like playing.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that, man.
That's okay. That's all right. I played some videos while you were gone.
The magic. Okay, hey, this is a good setup you have here. You could kind of, improvise like that. Like that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. So it's okay. Yeah. Don't worry. They wasn't sitting around here in crickets. And I'm not the cricket host, so it's okay. What advice would you?
Beautiful. And you're used to comedy, so you can improvise on a drop of a dime anyway.
There it is. So, yeah. Whoop, there it is. Yes, I love it. It's okay. Plus, my audience, I feel like they're my family, so it's okay. I don't take it as nothing different. But I do want to finish up before anything happens with our Wi-Fi. What advice would you give a young person who wanted to be in this field?
Be willing to put the work in. Like you can't shortcut. Just like you're a comedian, you have to come up, do the routines and things like that. The repetition of anything. So you have to practice like your angles and stuff like that. Anatomy is a big part. You got to study the human body. They don't tell you that when you're a kid. You don't think about that part, but the anatomy has to make sense. Mm-hmm. So you have to study anatomy, study different angles and stuff like that. It's different perspectives, like 1 point perspective, I think 2-point, 3-point perspective. It's different ways. Like you would see something like watching a movie, right? You would see like a movie, like different directors can do that trick very easily. Like you'll see a movie, you have a bird's eye view when you're looking over the city.
Right.
It's a skyline. That'd be like a 1 point perspective or something like that. And I guess a 2-point would be like, say, I'm crossing the street, and like when you cross the street, you're at a corner of a building. Like when you're looking at the corner of the building, you can see it's the way you can see. It's kind of almost like mathematics. The way you can see the horizon, and stuff. That's
and the
2-point. Yeah. Different anatomy and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, composition. So, so put the work in. You got to.
And so, what was the hardest part of being an illustrator?
Sometimes you're a perfectionist, and when I first started, I needed like some constructive criticism. Like, let's say you, as a comedian, you start like as like your first gigs or stuff. You getting that feedback from the audience or whatever, or the manager of the particular spot you were or doing a show at. So I had reached out to some people, and this was before Facebook, stuff like that, really kicked off and stuff as far as communication and Twitter. I reached out to some artists, There was one in particular from Columbus, Ohio, who hit me back because they do a lot of comic conventions and stuff in Columbus. Actually, I used to go to the ones in Columbus before we got ours in Cincinnati. Yeah, we didn't get ours in Cincinnati to 2010.
Wow.
I released the 5-Footers. I published that in 2009. So I completely did it on the whim. Like, I didn't know that comics would get so far or whatever, making comics and stuff. I didn't think my city would start allowing the art form or just the arts in general to grow like that.
Right.
And we started getting conventions in 2010. So I just put myself out there, and it just happened to work. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, your city isn't known for something, and then boom, it started embracing it out of the sudden. So that's interesting.
I think you have a lot of what I call not cartoon heads, you know, comic book heads, I'll call it. So because they seem to be like, I mean, young people like it too, but they seem to be like the 20-something to 30-something age. Well, it can go all the way to 40-something because I love anything with DC Comics, certain Marvel. I really love MF Doom. You know that.
Yeah, MF Doom is great. Yeah, I love MF Doom.
All that stuff is like amazing to me. So I just I'm not a good technical drawer, so I always did abstract art. So
that's great. That's great.
Yeah, I'm more of a Kandinsky than I am a Monet or Picasso or something. I'm not.
I'm amazed at how some people could make it so simple and it's so effective or whatever. Like, it's certain artists can just do that. They can just make their art so simple and unique or whatever, like Peanuts or whatever. Charlie Brown and stuff.
Yeah, I used to love drawing that. I used to love drawing that. I would copy it because I used to see that ad in the paper where you can win $25,000 if you can draw this right.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I think it was. I forgot what the character was, but it was something I thought was very simple. Something like Charlie Brown would be easy for me to draw, but anything complicated like yours, going to like eye detail, I can visualize certain things, but I'm not good with the anatomy. That's
cool.
my problem.
It took me time, yeah. And I would watch. I would see Aaron McGruber before Boondocks was on TV, before the cartoon. It started off as a comic strip.
Yeah.
And I seen it in the Source magazine.
Oh.
But Boondocks was in the newspaper as well, the general newspaper, Sunday strip, right by Peanuts, right by Charlie Brown and stuff too. I would see it though in the Source magazine because my brother used to collect. He was heavy into music and whatnot, so he used to collect Source magazines. So I would see Aaron McGruber, I would see the Boondocks in there. I'm like, man, this is cool. And then, you know, years later, it's like a cartoon. It's like, wow, to see that growth, man.
That's amazing.
For a black cartoonist too. That's the first time I've seen a black cartoonist make that jump like that. From being in like a magazine, relatively unknown, small market, then you make the jump to animation, and his stuff is on Cartoon Network and stuff. And he got like John Witherspoon doing the voice of the grandfather and stuff. Like, he got heavy hitters on there.
Yeah, that was my favorite show back in the day. And you know where I learned about it? I learned about it when I was in London. That's when I found out about that. Yeah, not even here. It's awesome. But have you ever heard of well, you know Little Bill, right?
Yeah, Little Bill.
Do you know Sir Ivan Bennett? He was one of the originators of that. So I thought that was cool. He was on our show, so on my other show that I'm on. So that was pretty cool. I like, but
that's beautiful.
Illustrator. Yeah, it wasn't until him that I found out there's actually about 30 running around, and then there's more, but 30 that are like known and have a name. So that's pretty cool. So my other question, before you tell me about your comic books, having the world at your imagination, is that the best part about being an illustrator?
Yeah, because I don't have to, you know, it's not like I have being a director of a movie. I'm not waiting on you know, you gotta have a budget and stuff like that for like a big budget for a movie or something like that. With the Illustrator, I can be an illustrator. I can just create whatever my mind tells me to, or whatnot, and not have to worry about those constraints. It's just as much as I can imagine and get on page. I'm gonna have to use some photo references and stuff. Right. If it's something I'm really not accustomed to, or I got to get a certain car from a certain period.
So if I was to ask you as an illustrator to draw me a gown that I put in front of you, could you do that, or is it a certain type for comics books and stuff like that? Is that different, or is it the same thing? Just you chose to be in that arena.
Hold on, say that question again. Like,
so like if I know an illustrator, Antonio, I forgot his name, but he did fashion. So he only did fashion. That's all he did. But when you say illustrator, some people might get confused between illustrator and cartoonist.
Yeah.
What is the difference actually?
I think cartoonist is more sequential art and stuff. Like you go frame by frame, like you would see Charlie Brown or whatever, frame by frame or whatnot. Like you taking pictures, each picture is a frame. Whereas an illustrator can, you know, it could be life drawing or whatnot. I can go look at nature or whatever you would see. Yeah. Got it.
So that's the big difference. So tell us about your books. I want to know first about let's see. Let's go with Sword of Torah. Tell us about that.
Sword of
Torah.
I
wish I had something to pull up.
Sword of Torah. Sword of Torah. Yeah, Tora. See, she grew up on. It's like it's a different type of community. Kind of like they're building their own part of the world where it's all inclusive, right? So while they're getting that what do you say, like the Indians have their own like reservations and stuff like that.
Right.
You create your own country so to speak, or whatnot. Yeah, that's kind of like what they're doing or whatnot. Her father is doing. And they're putting that together in like in a future issue, which I want to do. I want to show the backstory of that. They have like kind of like a hearing to be able to have the Olympics at their colony or whatnot, or be involved in the Olympics so they can make a better name for themselves, right? And so the daughter is taking Tora. That's taking a liking to gymnastics, and she gets like her father wants her to focus on other things, but he's using the gymnastics aspect to get more notoriety for their colony or whatnot. So in the future, these aliens called the Darians from a different dimension, right? An alternate reality. They come to Earth because their world is heavily polluted, like the alien Darians or whatnot.
Right.
So they come to Earth. They take from Tora's colony the mineral that she used for her sword. That's made of her sword called Darion.
Oh.
They take that mineral. And in the process, a lot of people from her colony, they're killed in the process because the Darians that come to her colony, they're like the bad guys. They're not like the friendly type or whatnot. So they take it aggressively. They take that mineral from her colony or whatnot, and they go back to their reality. But they also take her father with them. Because he's a scientist or whatnot, and he's good with technology, and he can help them maybe stay on their planet, which is an alternate reality of Earth, stay there longer, even though it's heavily polluted. So Tora thinks that her father died, but he didn't. So she's like on this conquest to prevent the Darians from taking over the Earth. She thinks that they're gonna come back and take over the earth. So there's this technology company called Port Tech, and it's kind of like that 80s show. What's that 80s Quantum Leap?
Oh, Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap.
Yeah, I remember that.
Portal, right? So Port Tech, they specializes in these portals. They make portals or whatever, so you can be able to communicate to possibly go to a different alternate Earth or whatever. You know, so they're specializing in that type of technology. So Tora, she hears about this, and she's like, I'm not gonna let this happen. I'm not gonna let what happened to my colony happen again to the Earth overall. So she crashes the party of the demonstration for the Port Tech, and the Darians come through the portal because they already have the agreement with the scientist. His name is Dr. Hines or whatnot.
Oh.
That's doing a demonstration. So she crashes the party, and the Darians come through, and she fights them because she thinks they're going to totally take over, which they are. They're trying to take over. She's able to stop. She's able to stop the portal, close the portal. She has to defend herself against them, so she kills one in the process. And then the scientist, Dr. Hines, he didn't realize that they planned to take over the Earth. But when they come through the portal, they're not, you know, it's not diplomatic. It's not like, hey, can you introduce us to the citizens of Earth? Right. It's like, hey, we're gonna take this over. Thank you for helping us, type of deal. So he programs the portal to send them back. It sends them back. Well, at the end of the issue 1, Sword of Torah #1, it starts to send them back, but Torah is sent back too. So that's like Sword of Torah issue 1. So that's really part 1. Yeah.
Good. That sounds good.
Well, yeah. They got some elements of Quantum Leap in it, and yeah, I definitely I think people really like that one. Yeah.
Nice. Where can they pick up that one? Do you have a site, a website? I put it down there. Is that for your email? They can contact you?
You can contact me through email. They're on Amazon as well. Sword of Torah is on Amazon.
Oh, okay. Sword of Torah.
It's on Amazon.com. You can put Sword of Torah in. Gumroad, which you could get like bonus features and stuff on that. But Amazon is cool. Amazon, Gumroad, Indie Planet. So either one of those is fine. Or you can reach me in my email directly, and I'll definitely send you the link to that. Yeah.
Tell me about Drips. That looks really good. That's like some Jurassic Park type thing.
Yeah, let me grab a copy real quick.
Yes.
Take a little quick look. Drips.
You guys can look at the flyer too. It's what there's. I put everything on the flyer, so just in case that we didn't have a visual.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's great.
It's on all the covers, so don't. Yeah, they'll be able to see.
So with Drips, it's a couple. I had it set in the 80s because I am an 80s baby, and I like to cater to different audiences. I guess this time I'm catering to like an older audience. You know, people who like, or just people who like horror in general. I never done horror before, but I get a sense of the community. A lot of people like horror, and I was like, I want to do that too. You know, the pandemic at first hit, right? I'm like, man, I had it planned to do this book anyway, but really the pandemic, when it first hit, everything was on lockdown. I got to really knock out the pages and get into it. So it's a couple. I mean, make sure I remember everything. Okay, yeah. Mark Lawrence and he's a journalist. Okay. The bald guy in the book, and his girlfriend is an archivist, Jennifer Darvis. So they're going on a vacation, a little cruise or whatnot to South America. You know, summertime and whatnot. They're, you know, get some sun and whatnot. They're a new couple. So they go through South America, and they go past like Loggerhead Key, which is an island, an island off the coast of South America. They go there, and they go, when they get there, they kind of venture on their own for the rest of the cruise members, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they go to this cave. They find themselves in this cave because Jennifer is really into exploring and whatnot and stuff like that. They're trying to be spontaneous and whatnot. They're a couple. So they go to this cave, and they go in the cave, and they see like these markings, like these lizard type markings.
Ooh.
And they're like, "What is this?" You know, this wasn't on a pamphlet or anything. You know, so Jennifer's looking at everything, and they're looking around the cave, and they see these markings and whatnot. Like, what is this? And then they see this guy in the cave, Alan or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Hey, can you help me get out of this cave? I'm lost here." He doesn't have a flashlight or anything. Luckily, you know, Mark and Jennifer, they have a flashlight with them.
Mm-hmm.
So they was able to help guide him out of the cave. So they go past these plants. They're trying to meet up with the other cruise members or whatnot so they can leave and everything. But on their way out, they come across this monster, this lizard monster thing that's eating people, you know, eating the other cruise members.
Wow.
And so they're like, "Oh man, like we have to get out of here. Like this lizard thing, what is this thing?"
Right.
So the lizard grabs Alan and whatnot that was trapped in the cave, and he eats him first, you know, out of them three or whatnot. So they run. Yeah, like he had to be. I couldn't sacrifice the black person, man. It had to be somebody else. Like, I can't do that. Yeah, I had to, you know.
Yeah, we're like, he
black person is a black person, man. Not in my stuff. The black person is a dying person. Like, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
That's normal that they would, right? They're the first ones.
Yeah. I can't do that to my people, man.
Yeah, we're not man. Yeah, so I don't know. Go ahead. So yeah, so
like the monster comes about. It's a part of it's like a plant on the island that gives you the hallucination of the monster, right? So anybody who's in contact with the plant life there, you start hallucinating and you visualize this monster, whatever, which is what they see. But like that hallucination, and when you come in contact with the plant, it gives you say you've been exposed to it after a while, it gives you like a heart attack or whatnot. I think towards the end, you start realizing, hey, this is a hallucination, which is what Jennifer realizes towards the end of the book or whatnot. And also with the hallucination, you see what you like. If you dream, you would dream about things that you're interested in and whatnot. Like how I did the story. You would see that Jennifer's realizing that she starts seeing her boyfriend, how she visualized him, like say she wanted her boyfriend to be more assertive, more macho man or something. She's seeing him out of character. She's like, hey, he normally doesn't act like that. Like, what's going on here? That was like the first hints that something's not right. Like, you know, besides the man-eating monster part, she's realizing like, hey, you know, my boyfriend, he's acting different. He normally doesn't act like that. And that's what she realized, the whole hallucination of it all towards the end of the book and whatnot. And just the writing that was a challenge in itself. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
First I was like, okay, I could make this monster real, but I wanted to give you something that you can look back on. Like you have to read it more than once. Right. You have to read it more than once to really see what went on and whatnot. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I gotta make sure I get that because it sounds good. And now that I have a grandson, I gotta hold on to them. That's gonna be gold, you know?
Oh yeah, for certain. I'm trying to sign copies and everything, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, I got like some merch coming and everything. I'll be sure to send you some of I got like some glow in the dark buttons and stuff. That's part of my Kickstarter and stuff that I'll be glad to send you.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to definitely get one because actually, I have a little nephew-in-law in Spain. He loves that kind of stuff. And then I got my grandson. He's only 6 months old, but I guarantee he'll be like his mother and be reading by the time he's 3. So he'll be into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he can't
Oh,
help
yeah.
it. His grandpa's a graffiti artist, so he's gonna.
Oh man, that's awesome.
probably-
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll get that skill. Hopefully, that's an amazing gift to have to be able to draw. So where can we find you? I have it down here. Is that correct, Chad? Taylor, ctaylor8368 @gmail.com is good.
Yep. That's my email. Yep.
Okay, good. So I appreciate you taking the time to come on and finally get to meet you. Chat.
Yeah. It's been a while.
You've been
And
Twitter
then you
friends.
can also add me on
Facebook. Facebook.
social network or whatever. Instagram, Unified Comics.
Oh, we're
UNI
not- Wait, let me
number
type
5, then I.
Wait, you and I. Oh wait.
Number 5, then I. I mean, me.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yep,
unit.
so-
Oh, okay, unit 5. Okay.
Unify. Yep. I try to play with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
Unify.
where
Yep.
we can find you. What's that on Instagram?
Yep. I'm on Instagram. Twitter is a Unified page too, or you can just follow Chad5, which you are following there. Chad5 number 5 IVE. So yeah. You can-
IVE.
yep.
Okay, you got that. I hope I got that right. Yep. Okay, I put it on there just so people can have it. But thank you so much. You're the best. I'm so happy I finally get to meet you. I don't know how long,
I'm glad to
how
be
long
here.
have we been Twitter friends? How long? About a year?
Man, it's been like probably 7 years, probably.
I would say I think longer than that. I'm a delusion.
It might be longer than that. Yeah, might
It's
be.
been a long time. Wow. So I'll finally get to
Might
meet
be
you.
8 or 9.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So maybe one day after this, whatever C word is over, I'll actually maybe get to meet you at New York Comic Con one day or something. So hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you go
I
to
definitely
those?
had
Do
you
you go to
on
Comic-Con?
like.
Do you go to those? The ones in New York Comic Con?
I went to. You know what? I went to New York Comic Con in 2011.
Oh, you did? How was it?
Yeah. It was cool. I remember I saw Ric Flair there. I saw some other
Did
people
you
walking
dress
around
up?
and stuff.
Did you dress up?
You know what? I didn't dress up. And I'm gonna do that more. I'm gonna dress up and start dressing up, man. I gotta,
Don't be killing the vibe, okay? Don't be killing the
I got a
vibe.
Spider-Man costume in the closet somewhere.
You got one? See, I've always
Yeah.
wanted to be one of the girls. I wanted to be like Sailor Moon or something. Or
Sailor
like,
Moon was so cool. I used to watch Sailor Moon on Saturday mornings. Like, hey, this is so cool. Like,
I want her to have a
yeah,
black
man.
friend. She needs a black friend, and I can help you. I can give you like the idea of the character I have. She's dope. She's so dope.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, definitely need a black Sailor Moon character, man. Yeah.
She needs a black friend. I'm
Is
just
Sailor
saying.
Venus? Hold on. Sailor Venus, is it black? Come on, man.
Sailor Mars, Sailor Mercury. What are we gonna call it? Sailor Jupiter? We're calling Sailor.
Right.
That's not cool.
Like,
That's
come
not.
on, man.
We have to think of a planet that's really cool.
Yeah.
what's
Oh,
the-
yeah.
Sailor. We have to give her something really cool. She has to be like really dapper because I have an idea for her, and she has an afro.
Oh, that's great. That's
She has an
great.
afro. Yeah, so I think
Great.
you get started on it. We need a black Sailor Moon because I love
Oh,
that's my
yeah.
anime.
I'll whip them up, yeah.
I like that. But as far as my DC characters, let me see. You know who I'm really in love with? I don't know what's going on, but that's Marvel. Is that Marvel? Harley Quinn's character.
DC.
Yeah, that's DC. Okay, yeah, I liked her character. I don't know why. I'm
Yeah,
obsessed with
yeah.
horrible, naughty people who are kind of nice and like they're twisted because something bad happened to them. So I don't know where that comes from, but
DC does have a lot of those. Yeah.
they do. It's like I was good until this happened, and now I'm going to wreak havoc on everybody that I've come across.
Yeah. I was a doctor, but now I'm gonna torture people and hit them with
Right.
stuff like, you know.
I always want to get into the imagination and the minds of people who do illustrations, even graffiti. Because if you see like the burns that they do, the way they do it, the colors and the shapes, and I'm like, who comes up with this? It's like, you guys, how do you come up with this story? Like the scientist is in the bushes and in the woods, and then the dinosaur comes. Like, where do you get your imagination from? Like
Yeah,
I
it's
would
so
like,
detailed.
yeah, it's pretty dope.
So
It's pretty
detailed.
dope. Yeah, thank you so much
Yeah,
for coming and
bro.
coming back on. You were like, I'm coming back on, darn. You're not stopping us from eating. That's not going to happen. So
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, man. I waited a while to come here. Yeah, let me
Yes, and you're welcome
get back
anytime.
on here. Yeah.
Yeah, when you have your new book release, if you have a new one coming out, whatever it is, you just hit me up and we'll make you come back on and let us know. Okay, I appreciate it, and I'll.
Oh, I'm definitely coming back.
Yeah, actually, don't hang out for a minute. I'm going to just give the little ending, and I want to say hi to everybody out there. Grandma Norma, I know you're out there. I can't see who else. I'm not sure if that was Gina. I can't see who it was for some reason. I think because I have 3 things going on. Maybe that's why. But either way, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best, and I appreciate you. Remember to go like, subscribe, please. Thank you very much. And go check out Chad Taylor's site. On Twitter and on Instagram. He's out there. And if you can't find him, hit me up and I'll give you the information. All right. Until next time, Chad, hang out.